Hey everybody, my name is Brad Cam. I'm one of the co-founders at Unstoppable Domains. Excited for SmartCon. I hope everybody is on a weekend. So for those of you who don't know, Unstoppable Domains builds NFT domain names. These are ERC 721 tokens. And the whole idea here is that we believe that users should control their digital identities and not companies. And this is part of the broader NFT movement, which is owning your own digital asset that's not necessarily money. So just like NFT art, NFT domain names are tokens that are stored inside of your wallet. You can see brad.crypto here. This is my domain, and this is my ownership of it on OpenSea. So in terms of what domain names are actually going to be used for, we think the biggest use case is actually going to be SSO. But the things that we're seeing the most right now are crypto payments and decentralized websites. And then there's a little bit of a Chainlink twist in there that's coming. So this is a crypto payment using a domain name. And what is different and new here is that you can have all of your crypto wallets, all of your crypto addresses, all essentially tied to one domain. So not only is it abstracting this long 40-character ETH address, it could also be abstracting the question of when I want you to send me crypto, which currency should you send me? So I can have my domain name configured with my Bitcoin address, my Ethereum address, my Litecoin address, et cetera. And then you can just go and send me whatever currency I accept. You and I don't need to talk about what the addresses are, and you and I don't need to determine which currency that we actually want to send. So here's the Chainlink twist. So in the traditional world, if I were to make a payment to you, maybe I would use Venmo, and there'd be a few steps. First of all, we would need to determine that both of us have Venmo, that both of us use Venmo. So that would be the first and most important question. But after that, we need to figure out what each other's username is. And then once I see the username, I actually get some information about that user so I can feel confident about transacting with them before I do. So maybe that's their picture. Maybe that's a social media account that I can click on and verify to make sure that I'm talking to the right person, that I'm getting ready to send money to the right person. So these are the steps that you take in the traditional world. But even though you're taking all of these steps, you're getting some benefit, which is you're able to feel confident that you are sending money to the correct person. This is not how crypto payments work at all. You are sending to this essentially anonymous void public address. So enter Chainlink. So we've built a verification system using a Chainlink Oracle. And what it does is it associates your Twitter handle with your domain name. And so in order to do this, you need to sign a message with the private key that controls the domain name. So we know that only the owner of the domain name was able to initiate this. And then we use Chainlink oracles to go and verify with Twitter to make sure that this Twitter handle is actually properly associated with this domain name. And then the final step here, and this is what you see when I type in bradenkey.crypto into Mu Wallet, not only do I see the address, but I also see the Twitter handle. And I can now click on the Twitter handle and I can verify, hey, yeah, this actually is the person that I was intending to send money to. So this is just a very tiny little glimpse of the future. But I think that this is an example of the way that crypto transactions are going to work in the future. In the future, you're going to want to know stuff about who you're sending to before you send it. And so this Twitter handle it's a pseudo-anonymous online identity already that a lot of people use, particularly in the crypto community. So it's a really interesting place to start, but there's a lot of other things that you can do with this similar idea. And it all comes back to before I make a transaction, I'm going to want to know and have some sort of confidence that I'm transacting with and I'm dealing with the right person. So that's crypto payments with a little touch of identity associated with your domain name. And I want to talk about another use case which seems completely separate, which is decentralized websites. So now we're talking about payments and we're talking about identity and we're talking about websites. But the truth is an NFT domain, which can be your decentralized identity on the internet, is going to be able to provide, is going to be able to be used in all of these different ways, in all of these different contexts. And you're going to be able to build reputation across those contexts. So I build a reputation with merchants or friends as I'm transacting with them, and I can build up a reputation showing my website content using the exact same domain name. So I have brad.crypto. Domain names resolve natively. Website content is stored on IPFS. Domain names resolve natively inside of Opera browser and Brave browser. So you can just type in these domain names and they just work just like a .com. And what you're seeing here are a couple of pieces from my NFT art collection. And this is a template that we've built, which will go and look at the items that are in the wallet that's owned by where the domain is stored. And then we'll populate a gallery of those items and then link out to OpenSea. So people are using it to show off their collections, as well as maybe using it to help promote the selling of some of their items. But the idea is that this is still verified information, so to speak. I know that whatever is being displayed in the gallery are assets that are actually owned by that domain owner. So kind of like a verified website content. So Unstoppable Domains launched in March of 2019. We've had about 1.2 million domains registered since that time. And what we were trying to do is onboard users onto the decentralized web. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to use this tech. And so we built unstoppabledomains.com, which is like our version of a registrar where you can search for domains and buy them. There's a lot of tools that you might see even in a traditional domain registrar or even a traditional e-commerce store. And all of this with a goal of making it so people of any experience level with crypto can use it and can get started. So one of those things is that we have a Web2 login option. So you can log in with Gmail instead of having to start directly with, say, a MetaMask wallet. So you can buy a domain and then claim it later, for example, which reduces friction for a lot of users. You can also pay by credit card or even by PayPal. You can, of course, pay with crypto, but having these options has made it easier for people to get started and to use the tech. This is our manage portal. So just trying to build a really simple UI for adding crypto addresses to your domain. There's also, you see the website tab here, there's also some very simple website templates, so you can launch websites on IPFS. But all of this with a goal of trying to make it as easy as possible for users to use it and to get started. And then one last piece is no renewal fees. And this is a feature of the traditional domain name world, which is that you have to rent domain names and you don't ever get to own them completely. And then you have this kind of extra user experience problem where you need to remember to renew, and you have this risk that you might lose it. And maybe there's going to be an added risk that the price of the domain name is going to change in the future. And so now you have this kind of worry, do I need to be on this registry system or that registry system? Do I need to worry about what decisions the registry might take in the future? There was this crazy case a year ago or so around .org where they planned to increase the prices on everybody by 3x, every nonprofit. Most nonprofits in the world using .org. So that would have been really, really devastating for a lot of great organizations. So no renewal fees is simpler and better for the user experience. That's how all of the domains work. You own them forever. Even if Unstoppable Domains were to cease to exist as a company, you still have your NFTs in your wallet, and you can still use them, and applications can go and read the smart contracts and interact with them. So a couple of things that we've been up to recently. One is that we have launched a whole bunch of new TLDs. And so one of the things that our goal has always been to onboard the 3 billion internet users. And what we found as we've been talking to people across the spectrum about domain names on the blockchain is that there is no one TLD standard that is likely to be able to capture every community out there. So there are crypto-specific communities. That's one of the reasons why we started with .crypto. There's also .nft and .dao, which are very specifically crypto. There's also a lot of people who want to associate, who are outside of the crypto community, but want to associate with the crypto community. And so those are very interesting terms for a lot of the early adopters. But then there's other sub-communities inside of crypto as well, like Bitcoin. There's also people that think of and are excited about crypto from the perspective of traditional finance. And what they're looking to do is abstract the crypto parts. So they don't want their users, they don't want consumers when they're interacting with their technology to be focused on the crypto side of things. And so that's why a .coin or a .wallet might be relevant. And then, .x or .888 are very kind of common, important traditional domain domain names that could be relevant to potentially everyone in the world. So one last thing to kind of focus on with this group is getting a domain name is sort of the first step. It's like the first step as you get started with the decentralized web. Now you have your identity. Now you want to start receiving money, sending money. Now you want to maybe build a website. Now you maybe want to go and communicate with people. So there's all of these apps that need to interact with domain names in order to make domain names useful. I believe there's maybe 70-ish of those on our website that you can see right now. There are so many things that need to be built. And what we have is an excited community that has domain names that's looking for things to do with them. So if you're a developer that's building an app, whether it's a decentralized website builder or some sort of a messaging service, or any number of other things that could use that needs identity, decentralized identity, please look at building using blockchain domain names. And we would love to get our users to try out and use your product. They're excited and they are looking for things to do. So please do that. Best ways to track us down would be in our Discord or on Twitter. You will see and hear most of the major updates from us there. And I guess I'll leave you with, I think this world that Chainlink is helping us introduce around off-chain data being able to be verified and used by on-chain smart contracts, like this is one of the most important unlocks for enabling crypto tech to be able to go and rebuild internet systems. So the current internet is able to use off-chain data all over the place. The crypto tech world hasn't been able to do that yet, and it needed things like oracles in order to make this possible. So what you've seen that we did with the Twitter Chainlink verification to your domain name, I would consider that the very, very first step in a really long journey towards attaching all kinds of important off-chain information that's going to help you build up your decentralized identity. So super excited about all the different things that can be done related to this with Chainlink. I think you're going to see a lot more from us and hopefully from the Chainlink community around this. So thank you very much. I hope everybody has a great Saturday and weekend. Thanks for listening. Please reach out.
All right. Thank you so much, Brad. Really appreciate it.